Well, another fucking YouTube video. Today, you're going to see and learn how to use proper data from the prospect, not your words, so you can turn the prospect into wanting something to needing something. It's not the same when the prospect shows up to your calls and he says, hey, I want this, versus Luca, I need this. And I'm going to be showing you how through data you can make that happen. Fucking bulletproof. Okay, so this is a very special call that you're going to see, and I really want you to pay attention and take notes today. You're going to witness a one-on-one call that I have with one of my students in my mentorship. You can see the level that we had in here, and just feel free, feel part of the community. Feel free just to imagine that you are that one-on-one student that you're going to see. Imagine that you are part of this call, you're taking the notes, you're learning real time so that you can become a complete fucking beast and close to a lot of people. In case you don't know me, and this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Lucas Guy. I make $50,000 a month. I was able to work with 9-figure companies, make millions of dollars, and basically what I do now is I just make people sell more. So let me help you do that through what you're going to see in this very interesting one-on-one call. Other things that you're going to see as well here is that you're going to be able to learn how to adapt yourself to the prospect, how you can change the way that you are without losing your identity, of course, and your authority, so that you can make the prospect feel more understood, therefore increasing the trust, therefore increasing the chances of you actually being able to close them. You're going to learn how I can manufacture and adapt my tonality, my attitude. How can I see how can I see the body language of the prospect? How can I interpret it? How can I move a conversation only based on that? It's basically me predicting the future, okay? You can learn how to do this, and I'm going to be showing it to you today. You can literally learn how to advance in the conversation. Sometimes you have to go through the logical path. Sometimes you have to go through the emotional path. And you're going to see how you can dictate this so you can determine what to do. I'm also going to be showing you how you can mirror communication tactics so that you can build such a level of trust that the prospect says, you get me. Finally, thank you. I'm in pain. Please help me. I'm going to show you how you can do that, okay? Finally, you're going to see the importance of literally staying curious in the calls and why you should never impose a belief into someone, because it's way more powerful if they say that belief themselves. And I'm going to be explaining it to you in detail in this call, why that is so important. And like, if this is not enough, like if I'm not already giving you a shit ton of stuff with this video, I'm also giving you a free community, okay? Free community, because I know that everyone has a fucking mentorship. Everyone wants to take money out of you. So I said, you know what? I'm going to create a free community so that people can literally be there. They can connect with each other. They can practice role plays. They can watch content. They can have one-on-one conversations. And not just that, but I'm also going to be giving a free call every Monday to everyone. So you just have to join there, and you can ask me any questions. Like, I am literally your coach. You don't have to be paying me thousands of dollars. You can just go there for free and ask me questions. It is that simple. It is that easy. And I will be there to help you. So don't forget to check that free Discord link. You're going to see it below the video here as the first link. And don't be a dickhead and subscribe, you know? I'm giving you so many things. Just at least fucking subscribe, you wanker. Anyways, I hope that makes sense. Enjoy the video. And as always, remember, happy hunting. So here we are with the number one of Sweden. No one else but the Andrenator. So Andrenator, tell me why you booked this call, what your expectations are, and let's do the best.
Yeah, man. So first, I booked this call. I booked it a while ago because, I was going through a tough moment with the YouTube offer. But then, all of a sudden, it started to go a bit better, which is good. But still, I'm sure you could give me some good pointers, which will increase the likelihood that I'll close.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really the thinking.
Okay. All right. So You've been literally pulling like what 2K in 2 days, stuff like that. Basically, yeah,
Yeah,
I can.
man. Yeah, I needed that shit. Like it, George had a funny way of putting it. I think you were there when he said it, like stretching your asshole. But I mean, it kind of widens your imagination that you actually realize that, yeah, this shit is actually possible. Because at one point, even though I knew that, yeah, of course you were making good money, I know there are other close making good money, but before you've actually done it yourself, there were always that, little bit of hesitancy. So, yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah, yeah, and more comparing that to the past that you had, where basically you were outreaching all the time just to get fucked pretty much for no reason. So yeah, no, I understand. I'm glad that you're starting to see this and you're realizing like on average, I make 1.6 a day, right? Every day, which is very close to what you did, literally. So you were
Mhm.
making 1K a day at this rate. So you maintain this and then you compound it into a month, that's 30 grand a month. Like nothing, just by sitting, talking. And this gets more and more and more, and it can keep leveraging itself. I'm telling you, man, it's fucking goaded. So just keep going, don't give up. I'm imagining that now that you're actually seeing the results, there's no way in hell that you would like to take a step back and become a rapper or something like that. So
No, 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 no. No, fuck no. No, no.
okay, nice. All right, so tell me what's your
Yeah.
what questions you have and stuff, and then we'll see.
Yeah. So I have a shit ton of questions in a document that I'm always gathering up, but
Yes.
I think let's check out my call. I didn't choose the best call I've had. I didn't choose definitely the worst call I've had either, like the middle point, just for you to kind of have a understanding of my current skill level. Maybe you can give me some pointers on the biggest things I need to work on at the moment. I'm starting, I shouldn't say too much, but I'm starting to find a balance between not being too nice, not being too rough either. So I think that's something I'm improving on, but still, assuming performance is still something I need to work on.
Okay. Okay.
So
It's a balance that is not just dictated on you, but also on the prospect, realizing how the prospect is. All right. Never forget that. But okay.
that's the hard part. Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly. Clearly, clearly. Mm,
So some context on this call. I mean, in this case, maybe you'll tell me that I'm tripping, but I think I did somewhat, good job in the discovery. I think I got, pretty much commitment, ownership, pain, but I still, he just didn't think it was worth spending the money. And that's something I've run into a few times, especially on this offer.
I see. Okay. Let's see. And sometimes they will, I don't want you to be super concerned on the fact that that is, I fucked up. Like sometimes people will literally say that. And it's because they genuinely believe that. And there's not much you can do. You shouldn't be with the mindset of I'm going to close everyone. Is I'm going to help the people who want to be helped. Like I said before, it's always that the mindset. But let's see. Let's make sure that you didn't fuck up because you probably did. But still,
Yeah, yeah. It can definitely be better for sure.
it's
Recording in progress.
You can probably go to 2 minutes. That's when he joins.
Lou.
Hello?
There we go. Now I can hear you. Awesome. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, likewise, Andre.
Great. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi. I can't see your camera.
No, it's not your Wi-Fi. I haven't turned the camera on.
Ah, okay, okay. Let's see. There we go. Nice to put a face to name.
All right.
That's a cool background, I gotta say. Where's that from?
Oh.
That almost looks like I was in the States a while ago. What was the place called again? The Grand Canyon.
So he's not liking you building rapport like that. He's like, I don't care about this. So immediately you can tell that he thinks you're being fake, or if that's the case, then just, I mean, I would have catched this and I would have said, all right, anyways. So Lou, you ready to jump into things? Boom. Okay, just because it's what he's showing me now. Not that you're doing a bad thing by actually building rapport. It's just that he's being a dickhead. So, okay. You want the treatment?
Yeah. Almost. But a bit more purple.
No, it's a place called Canyonlands National Park.
Okay.
It's in Utah.
Utah. Okay, pretty cool. By the way, do you think you have some other microphone? I'm having a bit of a hard time hearing you properly.
Is this any better?
Not really.
No. All right, hold on a second. Let me switch.
I would have said in the meantime that he's doing. So you're from Utah, right? Yeah, I'm from Utah. Okay, cool. I'll give you a moment, and we're
Yeah.
gonna start. That's basically what I would have done here.
Mm.
I can hear him fine, but I understand that you always want.
Was this any better?
That's a bit better. Yep, perfect.
Okay. All right.
Great. So I know we'll have a limited amount of time, Lou, so we're just jump straight into things.
That's fine.
You see, he liked that more. He's more cooperative when you go straight to the point. Therefore, immediately you have to draw the mental map of saying, with this guy, I have to be direct. I have to get to the point. Because if I fuck around, this is the type of prospect that literally you're going to encounter a problem. And I can just see in this, like I'm explaining you this stuff, but after seconds, I can see that if I start asking questions, blah, 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 the guy will be like, why are you asking me these questions? Why don't we get to the point? Can you just tell me the price? Can you just like, and I can tell this, all this stuff within seconds, right? And your job is to analyze and adapt to what you have in front. What I have literally in front of me is a dude who more than likely was in the military. And he believes in action, 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 straightforwardness. I could be completely tripping. But my point is, if I understand and I'm getting his perspective on how he sees the world, right now, my job is to adapt myself, assume this formlessness that I'm always teaching you on, so that I can make sure that this guy we will be advancing together at a good rate. Yes? This is making sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Great. So, hey man, there's really
it will be slow as fuck. Otherwise, this guy will be a pain in the ass. So let's see.
yeah.
Only one purpose with this call.
Also, yeah, I'm sure you'd review this, but this is something I wanted to ask you as well. I saw in your 400 IQ Loom with Jaden that you said that his intro was kind of, robotic. So, yeah, can you give me feedback on if mine was the same?
Yes, sir.
Cheers. That's a bit better. Yep, perfect.
Okay. All right.
Great. So I know we'll have a limited amount of time, Lou, so we're ready to just jump straight into things.
That's fine.
Great. So, hey man, there's really only one purpose with this call, and it is just for us to answer one thing, which is,
So hey man, that is you literally forcing not to be scripted. And now it's scripted. Because, hey man, what would you say? Hey man, you're already talking with him. Why? So it's like, now, I don't know how well he realizes the stuff, but if I am on the call and you just drop, hey man, I'm going to be laughing already. So be careful. Just be very natural. It's not what you say. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. It's genuinely how you say it on this one.
hey man, there's really only one purpose with this call, and it is
Just look at him. He's already anxious. He already wants to get to the point. And it's been seconds. But he's like, okay, just get to the point. So you being 1 hour and 3 minutes is definitely very interesting.
just for us to answer one thing, which is, is it a good idea for you to start work with Russ, join the program? The way we're going to find that out is, I'm going to start by asking a few questions, really make sure that I get a solid understanding of your situation. Then once I'm explaining the program to you, feel free to ask me anything about it. I'll do my best to help you. Did anything happen?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
No, I just asked you. It seemed like you were a bit distracted there. I just asked you if anything happened.
No, no, nothing happened. I'm moving an app on my PC.
Ah, okay, all good. Yeah, I was just saying.
Good call out. Good, good.
Then I'll explain the program to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me about it.
The rhythm, the pace, everything is really good. What I would have added here, and this is the real example of formlessness, is that the next part, I don't know if you're going to say I'm a very direct guy. I would like you to be transparent. Okay, so when I'm saying it to this guy, I'm going to say, okay, so I'm a very direct guy who doesn't like to waste time and get exactly to the point. This is how I handle myself so that we can make a short conversation that will be efficient. Do you want the same? Yeah, absolutely. All right, then let's make it happen. So I'll ask you a few questions. You ask me questions, and then we'll see if we meet in the middle. So my first question to you, boom. Do you see how I changed my intro, but I did it in a way that this guy now feels like we're in the same symphony? He
Yep.
feels like this guy gets me actually. And if you can make the guy be in a symphony with you in a way that he feels like, yeah, this guy gets me, he will be more open to work with you. But if we have the mindset of him like this and you like this, where he's like, just get to the fucking point, bro. And you are just asking, how does he feel about his wife? Then we're in a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, this is more advanced stuff, but what you're doing, nothing wrong. I even like the fact that you're calling out that he's looking at somewhere else. He knows that, okay, I cannot fuck around. I have to pay attention now. It's great.
I'll do my best to help you. If it makes sense for you to join from there, we can, discuss how the next steps will look like. But if not, it's generally all good too. I'll then just point you in the best possible direction. Does that sound fair?
Okay. Sounds fair.
Awesome. And just a fair warning, I'm a pretty direct and straightforward guy. I might ask you some personal questions, but just for me to really help you, understand really, the whole situation. So if you can be just as...
He knows how people sell, by the way. I don't know if he told you this, but he has some experience. Did he said anything like it?
He asked me why I was asking the questions at one point, but that was it.
Interesting.
Direct as me? Hey, would be great.
That worked for me.
Okay, sounds great. So I'll let you kick off. What was it that, really led you to book this call with me today?
Well, it's probably the same reason everybody else tells you they want to book the call. They see dollar signs, right? So if it's at all possible where I can add a revenue stream to, facilitate additional.
I want you to see, maybe this is not 100% a fact that I can give you, but you saw him jumping with an energy, a very shitty energy, barely even like. And now, after you said I'm a very direct guy, very straightforward, I want to get to the point, he now leans in and tells you about the stuff. It's that plus the fact that you asked a question that is not the typical, what is your biggest challenge? What is the biggest point of pain? People don't like to talk about that. Even less guys like this, but they always like to talk about what they want to do, their desires, their dreams, whatever. So it's like the dollar signs. All right. It's like, okay, well, why do we want dollar signs? Now, my next question. But very good so far.
The revenue stream to,
Cool.
Facilitate additional stream of income, and that's something that I'm interested in.
So, by the way, I'm gonna be writing notes, and then I'm gonna show you if needed. But basically, is all I wrote down just a few dollar signs and a question mark. I need to see. Well, what does that mean?
Yeah. Okay. So you're looking for an additional revenue stream. It sounds like basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Why an additional revenue stream?
The difference now with my question would be, okay, so you're here for the dollar signs like everyone else, but I am sure, Lou, you're not like the rest. I see you're different. Why do you want more dollar signs? That's my question. Do you see how that's different? I'm even labeling him as someone who is not like the rest. And guess what? Everyone loves to hear that. So now he will justify why he is different than the rest. So same question, but now look at the difference in what the answer could be. Yeah?
Definitely. Damn, that's like 5 on IQ. This video will be 5 on IQ cells. We're beating Jaden.
Yeah. It's a good dissection. All right, let's see.
Nice.
Come on, you never have enough, do you? I'm
Of
sure
course.
those the photos on your wall, right? They cost money. Everything costs a little bit of money. If I've got 3 kids, 2 are in college, one's going to be in college next year, so I want to be able to make sure that all their college loans are paid off. I want to be able to retire in the next 10, 15 years, if not sooner. So, if I can build something that adds to, my income to make it easier for me to not work a long day in a W-2 role, then that's something that's what piqued my interest.
Okay, appreciate you giving me some more in context there.
Okay, so a couple of things here. Right now, basically for you to see my notes after that, where I'm putting 3 kids, I'm putting 2 kids are in college. So 3 kids, arrow, 2 in college. That's relevant to him. Then when he talked with that, his face he showed was love, desire, wanting. He's happy. He likes that. This is a good point. This is not a pain point right now. We could squeeze it into a pain point by saying how much does it cost to be in college and all that. But when he thinks about the sons, he thinks of that as a positive thing. You can see it in his face. Second thing he said, the W-2, he has the job and he wants to retire. Okay? Just look at the frame. Look at him right now. That's the last thing he said. Look at him. What is that? What do you see?
Pain.
I see
Anxiety.
stress. I see stress. And I see anger right now. Okay? So, where would I go now? You have 2 options. And this is, again, let's dissect everything. Obviously, you know that if I'm on a call, I'm not going to be doing it so slowly. I'm going to be doing it fast in my mind. But let's dissect everything so that you understand it. If I have these 2 things in front of me, you have basically I need to do this. I need to be sharing both at the same time. Right, let me cook. Let me cook. 1 second.
Okay.
Yes, I can just switch the sharing tabs. Right.
I'm always, writing down some questions from it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Also, it's great because you have so many calls with me that it's like, every time you see me on a call, boom, question, because no one does it. So take advantage of it.
Yeah. And now you'll have calls on Mondays as well, don't you?
Yes, on the free server. So
Sick.
even more stuff. So
Nice.
now we look at this. You seeing the disgusting handwriting right now?
No.
What are you seeing?
No.
Still sharing?
Nothing. Or you're still sharing the loom.
I don't understand. There we go. No?
There we go. Yep. No.
I'm
No,
tripping.
this bridge.
I'm actually retarded. Okay, there we go. Now you should see this the thing, okay?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
basically what I wrote down, it's first note, $signs with a question sign. I need to know why. This got me to this and to this. 2 things he said. 3 kids, 2 are in college. And the fact that he has a W-2, which is the job, the regular government job, whatever the fuck, and he wants to retire. Yes? Now, what I know is that in the majority of cases, what am I going? With what am I going? I want you to tell me. Which option would you take in the normal route? If you have to choose between this one or this one.
Well, the route I went into was college, but if I
Okay.
knew about the face, maybe the W-2.
No, you did okay. And let me explain you why. So, in the majority of cases, I would have gone with this because I can see pain. I can clearly see that he's upset about it and that he's like, this thing. So, I'm going with that. But what's the difference? I am seeing that this guy is a guy who is a bit reluctant to speak. At least he showed me that in the beginning. Therefore, maybe I would choose this one. Okay? Because if I go with this one, he will feel more open to talk. 100%. This one, he probably will give me a closed answer like, yeah, I just want to make more money, you know? Yeah, it's just like your paintings, everything costs money. I just want more money. I want to retire. So I'm seeing that he's going to give me a shitty answer like that. Therefore, I'm going to be playing on this one for this prospect, with this prospect, just for him, because I'm seeing him like being a bit of a dickhead at the moment. He's now warming up, but I'm not going to push it. So I would have gone the same route as you and basically get from here, not necessarily pain unless he serves it to me, but more like the desire, the burning reason why he wants to do the stuff, that he wants to help them. And slowly I'm going to transition the pain that he has on having to spend money, because clearly having 3 kids, it's a lot of money. We can agree on that. He's going to tell me that. Therefore, if I know that this costs money and I know that his desire is to help him, I have a connecting dot here. And I can connect this dot, which is he wants to help them, but he doesn't have the money. I can connect this with how does that translate to you having this job and want to retire? And now he will tell me he has a shitty job, whatever, but he wants to leave it, but he needs the money. That's why he wants to do this so that he can retire. Do you see that just with the things he said, we can connect multiple dots already? And
Yeah.
the whole point is that you are doing this in the back of your mind. You're doing this in the back of your mind. Obviously, I'm not going to be writing all these arrows and stuff. This is to explain you. But in the back of your mind, you're doing this. You're understanding it. But in the front of your mind, you're just like, tell me more. But it's like a back and forth that the back of your mind understands the situation and asks a proper question. And the key part is, because where everyone fucks up, is you are wanting to think instead of listening. You just listen. As soon as he's finished talking, you do this. It's like you go back 1 second into the back of your mind. You think of this, you realize this, and on the next second, you come back with a question. So basically, it takes 1 second. So as soon as you finish speaking, you take 1 second to understand all this that I just explained, and then 1 more second where you ask your question. That makes sense? This is what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Roughly. Okay? So very good.
And it's very good that you mentioned that because
Tell me.
I struggled for a while. I was thinking, no, you shouldn't think ahead of what route you should go in the conversation because that doesn't make you present. But when I did that, that's when I started to be all over the place because my next question was solely based on what they just answered to my previous question. And there was no structure, you know? So it's very good that you confirm that. Now, of course, you should be present, but still like have an overall direction, if that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah. Like without direction, you will be lost. You need a direction, but it's just that you need to also be open and just be paying attention to what the guy is saying, and based on that, you build your direction. So let's keep watching.
So
Yep.
I understand both is important to you, obviously, but would you say the biggest
He's super pissed off about the job. Like this confirms my point.
reason you want to get that additional revenue stream right now is because of the college coming up for one of your kids, it sounds like?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 year, that's not a long time. So as of right now, with the current financial situation, I guess, will you not be able to afford that as of right now?
So this is a slap in the face, a big slap in the face immediately to start. Is it a bad question? No. What would I've done? I'm just gonna say, okay. So you have 3 kids, 2 are going to college, and basically you want more dollar signs so that you can make sure that you can help them. Is the sole purpose right now to make more money to help them, or is also tied to you? He's going to say, no, I mean, it's also tied to me because I want to retire. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in a second. Now, when it comes to the kids, boom, I'm going to build a little bit of data there, basically on how much it costs to them. This is going to be related to how much he can produce, right? And then I'm just meeting those two and I'm directing that into the job. That makes sense? How I would do it? It's what I explained, just like adding is the path that I did with arrows, just with questions. That's what I'm doing so far.
Yeah.
Well, we can get them into college. They can, but it ends up being loans. We financially we're stable, right? But financially we're so stable that
Okay, so clearly, I'm writing down, for you to know, I'm writing down stable with a question mark. What does that mean? What is financially stable?
The U.S. government will not
Hmm.
give us money, right? They won't help us pay. They'll let us open additional loans to put our kids through college, right? Typical.
Right now, you have a guy who externalizes blame. Also a red flag. Ownership. This is the farthest from ownership right now because the U.S. government doesn't want to give me a loan. It's like, okay, do you want to live on a loan or do you want to be able to produce the money? No, I want to be able to produce the money. Okay, so because he's really pissed off about the U.S. government not giving a loan. Do-
I think maybe I'm tripping, maybe I don't
Tell me.
remember correctly, but I think the context in this case was that they are financially stable, so they'll have to pay for their loans themselves. So the US can give them loan, but for some kids, the US government pays for the education, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's my point.
Ah,
But
okay.
but still, it's like he's blaming. He's
Yeah.
not taking responsibility of saying I cannot bring the money to help my kids.
Mm.
I can't. No, it's the U.S. government's fault. It's like he should be blaming himself for not having the funds. That's basically the point.
College
Yep.
tuition for 4 years is $100,000. I don't make an extra $100,000 over 4 years to pay for that, right? So I have to take out loans and pay for that over time. If I were making a very small amount of money, then there's scholarships and grants out there for those people, and that's great that they can do that. I find it, I'm not trying to say it's not fair, but to a certain point, it isn't, right? Because the education is for that my kids, they're starting their life as an adult. I have to pay for it, right? If I wasn't around, they probably would get Pell Grants, other funding, but I'm here. I have to help them.
So, what's another thing that you should be digging on? The fact that he has to pay for their children. Why? They're grown ups now. And please, Lou, be as open as you want. You don't have to play the perfect father for me. Why do you have to? Is it because you just love them? Because you feel it's a responsibility? Your job is like, why is that? Like you need to, I want to hear him. I want to hear him double down and saying that it is his job to pay for them. This is how you start getting commitment, by the way. Yeah?
Yeah.
That will be what I would say. But let's see.
I can definitely understand that part. In a sense, it is a bit unjust.
Wrong. You're feeding him now. It's like what I am doing is I'm getting him out of that commitment excuse, but you're feeding him the commitment excuse. Yeah, it makes sense that it's unfair. Who the fuck cares if it is unfair? What are you gonna do about it?
True.
That's what you gotta say.
When it comes to the loans, as you might be able to tell, Max, and I'm not from the US, so forgive me for not being able to have full clarity how it works. The loans, is there a high interest, like how, or
Not what you should be asking. Not what we should be talking about.
do you get a special deal when it comes to college loans, or how does it work?
Because right now, who has the attention spot? Him, the kids, or the loans in the US? We're talking about the loans in the US now. How is that relevant to him buying from you?
Yeah, no, that's not a huge interest rate. It's probably somewhere between 3 to 10%, but it's still a loan that has to be paid out over X amount of years.
Those 100K,
Is he?
do you have an idea of how many years you would have to pay that off?
Oh, you can take as long as you want. They'll let you take 15 years to pay that off. But I've got my older kids. I've got over $150,000 in loans for them that's out there that I'm paying.
This is really good.
Right, and I got my third one is going to be going to school. So I have some funds to pay for some of that up front. I don't have an extra $100,000 in my pocket. So I'm looking for something. I know this is not the get rich quick scheme, right? I'm somewhat skeptical that everybody can make money out of it. I've watched some of the videos and I've added to some of the views to some of the to some of Raz's sites out there. But if I can add an income stream that would help pay for those college loans, then it's one less thing I have to burden the children with.
Key things here. Key things here. So for you to see, now let's look at my notes. So right now, the fact that he said that he's stable, I need to ask this. This is something that you gotta ask, which is basically, okay, you said that you're stable financially. For me to understand and make sure that this is a good idea for you, roughly monthly, how much are you bringing? It's like, I'm gonna ask him about the financials. I need to understand. Then another good question for you to ask is, he said that he has to pay. This is my way of getting the commitment out. I need this guy to be committed. I'm not getting commitment at all at this point. And these are even though those two are very important questions, and I kind of need to ask about this stuff, these two are the biggest things that right now you should be asking. So what does that mean? The fact that he said he's skeptical somehow in this, I'm not gonna ask it now. I'm not gonna ask it now, but after I am advancing a little bit more of my discovery, I need to ask about the skeptical stuff. One way of doing it would be, if you feel like you don't know what to say, based on what he just said, you can literally say, Lou, I'm very glad that you have this attitude that you don't want to become, this, I want to be rich in 2 days, because I would definitely tell you that I cannot help you. This is not what we do. We're a business that helps people make money, but you're not going to be rich out of this. You're just going to have an additional source of income. So that's great. That's how you can obliterate a little bit the skeptical side, and you can dig a little bit more if needed, because you saying it like this makes the prospect say, okay, these guys are not fucking scamming me, because he's a bit skeptical. He said it. So it is something that I have to address. This is an objection. Okay. This is an objection. I'm putting them in red because these objections are stuff that will be an objection. Sorry. And you have to address this. It's the sooner the better. So do you understand why you need to address the skeptical one? Yes?
Definitely, that was one of my questions. I get this quite a lot. When in the discovery, or is it even a bad idea to go through the whole discovery, you go through the whole pitch, then you attack this?
No. No.
Okay.
Don't. You do know about the point, right? So I explained this to you before, but basically, I'll do it again. This is the moment. So clearly, this is your call, right? This is your whole call. The moment it starts and the moment it ends. That's your whole call. The red arrow is basically when you drop the price. And as you know, because I said this a couple times, when you handle an objection in this zone, you are selling. When you handle an objection in this zone, you're helping. This you understand, right? So
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to handle it after I dropped the price. I meant like you go through the pitch, the presentation, then before you drop the price.
I know, no. And here's
Okay.
the deal. The more you advance into this, the more you're transitioning to the I'm selling you now. So if you are handling an objection in the pitch, which will be in this section, and now you're handling it, it won't be as hard as this red arrow moment where you drop the price, but it's already leaning towards here. Because you're basically saying, so in our program, you're going to do this and you're going to get this and this. And now you're also going to be handling the skeptical. It's not the moment to do so. So this is basically the last shot that you have at handling the objection in the pitch. Okay. In the pitch is basically the last moment that you have to handle the objection. Last moment when you have the capacity to help and not sell. But it's already like a danger zone. Like it's red, it's like I wouldn't be doing this out of preference. So your goal is obviously to handle it here. Yes. And the only reason I'm not attacking on that right now, I'm not attacking on it because I want to ask something that is more important. That's it. Yes. So I'll probably talk about it in here. I don't know if that makes sense. So tell me.
But I assume, following this logic, that the reason we're not pre-handling money back then is because, yeah, if you do it already in discovery, they'll just start to think about the price, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you have this is the second thing that what I'm going to be asking him. These two questions are important. Yes. Stability. What does that mean? He has to pay. What does that mean? I need to know that. But the important thing is this is probably the biggest thing right now. Why? Because I'm gonna say, okay, so based on this, you have two kids that are in college, and that is $150,000 in debt. That's correct? Yes. So if math are correct, that means that you have 75K in debt for each. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. Okay. So that means that when the third one goes to college, that's another 75K more that will be added. That's correct. So you basically will be at 225K debt in less than a year. Yeah. Wow. What's your plan on fixing that? Do you see? And this is important because with this, you can kind of tackle the rationalization that he gave you, which is, do you caught it? This one that he said that, oh, you can take as much as you want. It's just 15 years to pay it. Like, is that how you want to operate? 15 years knowing that there's a monster on your back saying you have to pay? You want to do that? So do you see why it's important and where this is going to take me? And also it's going to make it real for him because it's already real. But if we add it with numbers like this with data, the dude will be like, yeah, I'm kind of fucked. So I actually need this. I don't want this. I need this. And if you're able, this is some sauce. If you're able, the prospects will probably won't go into the call saying that they want the stuff. But if you can obliterate that and make it a need, now it's completely different. Okay? Your job as a closer is to turn that want into a need. Because right now he wants to do this. But let's say I show him this and I just break his ass with this. He now realizes that he doesn't want this. He needs this. And I'm the only solution he has. So he will buy.
Yep.
Yeah?
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
All right. Let's keep looking at this.
Imagine. Okay, that makes sense. So you already have 150K in loans you're currently working on paying off.
Yeah.
Okay. And now with this coming up, you're looking at an additional 100K. So in 4 years from now, you'll look at like 250.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Just like in real
Good.
understand the whole situation, what will that put it at? Like 250? What does that equate to that you have to pay off on a monthly basis? Do you know?
Good. This is the last part. You're bringing it to reality. You're bringing it because it's like, I have this. It's like, boom, you're bringing it to reality. With this, he will realize the severity or he will want to fight you, which is, why are you asking me this?
That's probably going to, once it starts.
Oh, look at this.
On a monthly basis, do you know?
Tell me the
He's
guy's not
cooked.
stressed. Yeah, do you see? So the right questions packed with the right data, very good what you did. Look at the reaction. Yeah. So
Yep.
it's within body language, just doing this is stress. Yeah. When you're just like doing this on your forehead, hiding your face like this is shame. You're getting both. So knowing this stuff, obviously you're not gonna say, I can see you're stressed and ashamed. It's like, you're not gonna do this. What are you, dighead? But just knowing it gives you information. It's like, this guy is really feeling bad about the situation. So I know that I got his ass with this. And here's the point. And you can see how everything ties down. And this is something that we got in the first seconds. If you can connect this part with the fact that he has basically 225 or 250K in debt, and you connect it here, like I said, this is what we're doing right now. You see? The desire is to help them. He needs to make more money. And we have the connecting dot here. And this, we're going to connect it to the job. That's what you should have done. Let's see what happens. But if you connect that to the job, which is basically, okay, so you have all this money to pay on a monthly basis. And how much money do you make with the W-2? This is how you can link it with the stable one. How much money you're making? Okay, but you also told me you want to retire. So how does you retiring links with the fact that you have to pay for your son's education? Well, I don't know what to do. Okay, so what is the solution, man? What is the only way you can survive this with my YouTube automation shit? I'm the only out you have. So do you see how we're connecting everything and the only thing that comes out is the YouTube thing? That's how you have to think about this. Because it's
It'll
super
be
simple.
very,
Tell me.
yeah. And I just said it will be very interesting to hear your final take, why you think I lost this call, because again, obviously I could have done it better. But as you'll see, I am going to connect this with the job. He fucking hates that, by the way, as you told within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I make him realize, which you'll also see, that yeah, if nothing changes, he's a little bit fucked. But where I
Yeah.
think, I'm just guessing, where I think I lost the call was I asked him, okay, so basically, if nothing changes, man, your what the fuck is it called? Your expenses will exceed what you're currently making. He said yes. So I said, so what happens if you don't fix this? He said, yeah, no man, but I'll find a way no matter what. Maybe I could have done a better job tying that to the YouTube. I don't know.
It looks like it. It looks like it because the dude said that to me. I'm gonna say it looks that way. I believe you. You seem very centered. Is that why you're on a call with me today?
Hmm.
Just with that, that's it. Like I just linked that attitude with my service. And he's gonna say, yeah, I mean, I want to know what you guys have to see if this is the solution. For sure. So you getting out right now of that situation, how are you planning to do that? What are your ideas? Is this your only way out, or do you have something else planned? That's how I'm gonna be doing that, facing the line so I can eliminate other ideas. Let's say he doesn't have any other ideas. Boom, that's even better. So this is the only option that you have. And then I'm gonna tell that to him. Like I can literally say, okay, so do you want this to work or do you need this to work then? If he says this needs to work, he's fucked. So your angle is not wrong. It's just you should have add the stuff that I am saying now. But let's see.
Probably gonna once it starts coming in, it's probably gonna be $4,000 or $5,000 a month.
4 to 5K.
Wait, you're looking at my what are you looking at? The notes or the
The
video?
Loom?
Okay,
No,
nice.
the Loom.
Yeah.
What do you currently make?
I'm in the range of 200K a year.
There's more to that. I'll show you. That's 16K. That's 16K if I do the math. 200K a year. Okay.
Yep.
Divided 12, 16K. But there's something wrong. Look at him.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you currently make?
Wait,
4 to 5K.
It's coming in, it's probably gonna be $4,000 or $5,000. It's probably gonna once it starts coming in, it's probably gonna be $4,000 or $5,000 a month.
okay, so $4,000 to $5,000 a month. That's how much this is gonna cost. All the debt. All right.
4 to 5.
Look at it. That stress him.
Starts coming in.
Don't just look at him. It doesn't matter if he tells you that he's making $200,000 a month. Look at how that stresses him.
Probably gonna be $4,000 or $5,000 a month.
You'll see. It's the taxes that fucks him.
I'm saying that.
4 to 5K. Wow.
But it's just that this number 4 to 5 is a big number for him. You can tell. So
What do you currently make?
I'm in the range of 200K a year.
so that's 16K.
200. Okay, so that's 16K or so.
Yeah. So do you see there's more? And this is why you always have to ask these clarifying questions. Very good. What about the taxes?
Okay.
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly.
I know the taxes can vary quite a bit from state to state. Where you're at?
50%. 50% of my income goes to
Oh, 8.4, man.
taxes.
50%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, between the state and the federal, yeah, 50%.
Jesus Christ, man! I thought we were the only ones with that crazy tax.
What is this? I'm always saying it. The typical laughing pain, the smile, the painful smile, right? You can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's only making 8.4K. If he has to pay 4 or 5K a month, What does that leave him with? 4K a month? 3K a month? And this is a grown up. So I'm going to be saying that to him. Like, just this is how I'm literally taking the call. So basically, you will have 3K a month extra. Yeah. Okay. I can see what you mean with the extra dollar signs. Without these dollar signs, how are you? I mean, what's your plan, man? Like, genuinely, this sounds concerning. And we're just gonna get so much in depth with this that he will be fucked. Fucked.
This in Sweden, 50%. Okay.
Yeah, that's somewhere in that area. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, I know. I pay 50% as well.
Wrong.
Was this okay? I was just about to ask that. My idea with this was just to be a bit real and to lighten pressure just for a little while to then go back into being serious. But no. Okay.
And why that's wrong? Because right now the spotlight is on him, not you.
Yeah.
And you become real by talking about his situation, not yours. Don't talk about you.
Mhm.
Don't talk about you. There's no need. There's no need.
I get your frustration on that regard. So after all the tax are paid off, you're maybe left with 8K or so, 9K.
I got to pay for the house. I got to pay for the car. We got to put food on the table. But it's
Are you living paycheck to paycheck, Lou? I'm just gonna go straight for the neck. I'm just gonna go. It's like I ain't gonna be bloodless here.
and then you start looking at, oh, what else are we going to do today?
So
Look how angry he is. He's angry and he's sad about this. So this is the type of prospect that if you don't help him, unless your thing is a scam, I don't think it is. If you don't help him, you did the typical disservice because this guy needs help. He's fucked.
if you add up all those expenses, like at the moment, what are you kind of looking at?
You know, I don't have that number in front of me. But
No, it's fine.
It's probably
He doesn't want to face it.
Understand.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to give me an exact figure. And don't worry, I'm not the tax agency or anything here. I'm just trying to understand, Lou. So just if you add to like ballpark it, right?
So, for example, the smile he did is not because he's laughing with you. It's a pain smile. He's really in pain with this. I don't want to
Give me an
confuse
exact
it.
figure. And don't worry, I'm not the tax agency or anything here. I'm just trying.
So he's not actually laughing with you. He's just suffering. And it's really.
to understand, Lou. So just if you add to like
I'm not saying that you did something wrong here.
ballpark it, right?
Yeah, well, so basically, it's probably going to come to probably set another $7,000 between when it's all said and done. So after the taxes are gone, and after health insurance, car payments, food on the table, I've got a few $100s a week where I get some extra spend money. So I'm looking for how I can offset some of those loans any way possible.
So when you say those 7K, is that taking into consideration the loan that will come with your kid next
This is exactly what I was going to ask because I got confused.
year?
So very good.
No.
I said because it depends a lot. Like it changes a lot.
No, because I'm paying some of the loans now for the other two. That's going to just be additional payments that have to start happening after he starts going to school.
So you're telling me that once he gets to school, 100K over 4 years or whatever number we're looking at, will you be able to pay that off as of right now, or will that exceed what you're making?
I will probably be very close to exceeding what I make. So we'll have to start, health insurance keeps going up. Car payments go up. Car insurance goes up. Inflation is going faster than the change in cost of living increases. So
if
This is where you have to be very social calibrated because he's about to explode. So you're going to say this. Okay, Lou, I need to have a difficult conversation with you right now. And I need you to keep yourself grounded because it's going to be a difficult conversation. He'll be like, what do you mean? So Lou, forget the fact that I am representing this brand from Moss, Ross, whatever. I am here as your advisor today. And what I am seeing is that you are making 8.4K every month. So, and this is what I'm going to do so that you can see. basically what I am doing. And hell, if I'm on a call, genuinely, if I'm on a call, I'm gonna be sharing my screen with this because I always tell the prospects, say, by the way, you can see me taking some notes so I don't lose anything. And I'm gonna be showing this to the prospects. And so you can see the damage that you can create. So basically, what you're telling me, Lou, is that you're making 16.16K a month. With the taxes, this turns into 8.4K a month. That's how much money you have every single month. Now, you told me that basically you are paying between 4 to 5K. So let's put 4.5. This is on the loans for your kids. Okay. And now we're going to be adding the new kid. So this is going to turn into basically 7K. Let's just put 1.5 here. So basically, this is actually 6. No, never mind. It will be like this. So this is super fucked. So it will be basically 7K with this already. Plus the insurance that goes up every year, as you told me. Plus the fact that you have to pay for the car. Plus the fact that you have to put food on the table. Plus always extras that happens consistently. Do I have to do the math for you, Lou? But basically, even though I don't know how much you pay for insurance and car exactly for your food, you are on the negative. Does this make sense, Lou? Yes. So, Lou, do you have a lot of savings? You said at the beginning you didn't have some extra hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I'm assuming you have extra dozens of thousands of dollars, right? No, I don't. So if you don't have savings, and we're looking at this situation, Lou, what do you think? Yeah, no, I won't be able to pay for anything. So this is going to happen because unfortunately numbers don't lie. So out of all this stuff, when you cannot be paying for more, which one are you gonna cut? Let's say you cut the extras. Okay, that will be the first thing, but you're still not gonna be able to pay for things. So are you gonna stop putting food on the table? I don't think so. Are you gonna stop paying your car? Well, you're gonna probably have to leave the car, right? And then what about the insurance? Because this is not gonna stop with just the car. So you're gonna have to also let go of the insurance. Okay. And eventually, you know what you have to let go of, right? How do you think your kids are gonna react to the fact that you cannot help them anymore? And now it's like, I'm just putting gravity, the severity into a situation. And this guy is literally seeing that he has to let go of his car, his insurance, he cannot help his sons anymore. And he will eventually not even be able to put food on the table. And after he understands this, I'm going to tell him, so you being here on this call, Lou, looking to make some extra dollar signs, is this something you want to do, or is this something that you need to do? No, I need to do this. So I'll explain you the program, Lou, but let's make sure that we can get started as fast as possible, man, because this is not looking good. Yeah, no. So do you see how serious the conversation becomes?
Yeah.
Tell me.
It also feels like you're working with the prospect, because me asking then questions like, oh, how does this make you feel, etc., that he doesn't like those questions. But these numbers, while he doesn't like it, it's just facts. What can you say?
Exactly. If I say, how do you feel about the fact that you have to spend, that you don't have money to spend or something like that? It's like, it feels like shit, man. Okay. All right. But if I show him this, what the fuck? And I can make this more severe, because if I literally I wasn't going to do it in my explanation. I didn't explain this. I didn't do this because I can see that he's literally, he's really suffering and I don't need to. But if he maybe wasn't suffering so much, I'm finding out how much he has to pay on insurance. I'm finding out how much he has to pay on car. I'm finding out how much he has to pay on food. And what are the extras? So basically I can have a net of, let's say it's 12K. So now I do the subtraction, and basically I know that he's 3.6K on the negative. If math I did correct, I think. So now what the fuck is he gonna do? So
Cooked.
and exactly, and I'm gonna say, okay, so if it's 3.6K that you have to let go of, the car goes first, right? Do you use your car? Yeah, I use it to go to work. Okay, so you're gonna have to go and buy a bus then? What will be the situation? Yeah, probably. Okay, how old are you again?
No.
I'm like 51. Okay, so after having the car to go to work, going to bus must suck. Yeah. All right. The insurance, how can you pay the insurance? Are you, so, yeah, I'm gonna have to let go of that too. Consequences of that, I'm gonna ask him. Okay. So the food, do you like eating that steak? Because you're not gonna be able to do it anymore. And and eventually this goes to shit, your sons. Or at least you're gonna have to tell your third son, what is his name? Johnny. Okay, you're gonna have to tell Johnny that unfortunately he cannot go to college because the other two are going to college. What do you think he's gonna say? What is he gonna think about his dad? It's like, dude. So I'm just, and keep in mind that I'm not even asking more. I'm just playing with this, what he gave me.
I don't even know what to say. Like, this is brutal. Like, this is like beating him up in real life, like literally in real time, sorry. Shit.
You know what's the best part? You are not beating him. It is the numbers that are beating him. So he cannot be angry at you. He cannot tell you, why are you asking me this? Why are you, well, why? He cannot bark at you. With this, he can only bark at himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shit.
And
This is the next level.
and then all I'm going to say is like, after I grill him with this, I'm saying, so why are you here today? And I'm just introducing the YouTube thing again. That's it. And you can tell that with this. So you could even be closing the discovery with this. That's the beautiful part, that you don't even have to go. So if I'm doing this call, I know that we stopped like 30 times, but basically, if I'm doing this call, I'm just doing this. It's probably going to take me 20 minutes to close this guy, like the discovery alone. That's it. You've been an hour. Crazy. And in case that you feel like, I don't know if this is correct, you can just always, check the stuff. The COP MITD, which is what I did the other day. I don't know if you remember it, but basically you just put everything and on the side, and then after the call, you're about to finish with the pitch. After you made him realize that he has to do the YouTube, now you said commitment. I would say he's pretty committed if I tell him this. Ownership, he had to swallow this ownership. Not a chance. Pain, he had it. Motivation, the kids. Interest, of course. This is the only thing he can do. YouTube. Trust. Does he trust me? 100 fucking %. Because of the way that I presented this, you remember. So I need to have a difficult conversation with you. This is what I am seeing. What do you think you should do? I'm building trust because I am that advisor. Especially in the moment that I said, forget about the YouTube, forget about me representing Moss. I'm your advisor today. I want you to check this. What do you think? Trust is over the roof. The desire to help the kids, 100%. So I just want you to look at this. Check that I got everything, literally everything, just by doing this. Everything is checked. Not even one thing. I got everything marked. Now, what are the chances of me closing someone after brutally destroying him and getting everything in here? What are the chances? Extremely high. Extremely high. This guy is fucked. So all I'm going to do, basically, after this, let's say that I present the YouTube solution and I say, okay, this is whatever. Now, basically, what's left is to pre-handle stuff. Would you have the time to do this? Even if he says no, I'm going to say, do you have another option? No. So I'm going to make the time. Okay. Then why us again? Because there's probably other people who can offer you something similar. I can make sure that he doesn't want to look at other people. Financials. I just want to understand, Lou, because to be fair, uh, you being so much in debt is like, how can you make you're smart, there's an investment with this. How are you gonna make it happen? No, I mean, dude, if I'm already so much in debt, whatever. I just gotta bite the bullet. That's pretty much the conclusion he's gonna get. When people are so fucked, it's like, yeah. So I know the time now. I know the why us. I got the money. I would say the urgency aspect is pretty fucking covered with this because he already is on a negative or he's breaking even at most. And the only thing that maybe can come out as an objection that I am seeing is the fact that this is an inevitability, but it's not a today inevitability because the kid is not going to college today. And the way I'm gonna fix this is I'm gonna tell him, well, do you think that if you join and work with us in one day you're gonna be making money? No, it's probably gonna take me time. Okay, so the sooner the better. Or do you want to push this idea and maybe have the pressure of having to do all the numbers and work with us? What do you want to do? No, I want to start as soon as possible. I don't want to be having to deal with everything. You sure? You can just push it. I have met many people in your situation and they just push it until the last day. And now they can't even sleep. If that's what you want, I'm not gonna judge you. No, I don't want to I don't want to lie. Okay. You want to be responsible and do the things today? Yeah. Okay. We can start. So do you see what the fuck? This guy is it's make sense?
Yeah, man. What can you say, man? Shit. I came into this call thinking I did an okay job, but now I realize what the fuck? This is crazy. This is what I could have done. So, yeah.
This is what you could have done. And if you did this, I don't even need more I don't even need anything else. And this is the important part. You must have asked so many questions here. Him getting pissed off and everything, but with just the information that he gave me, I would have the only thing that I maybe am going to ask is getting more information on these, like how much insurance, how much car, how much the food, how much the extras, to have a very solid number that I can compare this. If I want to be more of a hard ass, man, I'm just tying that to the YouTube. Is that why you're here? Yeah. So what are you gonna do? Because you're really fucked, Lou. What are you gonna do? No, I need to do this. All right then. And it's so simple. It's super simple, and I don't need to ask more stuff. I did. That's enough. I just pitch him, and your offer is really fucking good, anyways. So it's like this is a close for me. That's a close. This guy is close with me.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah, definitely.
what are your thoughts on all this that we just discussed? We just be
Just mind blown. Like, in all honesty. Of course, it's always painful, seeing that fuck, I could have closed this guy. Like, you realize that in real time, but yeah, it's just the name of the game. But yeah, it's super valuable. And from forward, I will be able to close people with this shit. So, yeah.
it is that it's not even rocket science. Maybe it looks like, oh my God, all these thoughts because I am, but keep in mind that this is just an explanation that I'm doing to you so it's clearer or for anyone who's watching. But the reality is that all I did was I just did data gathering. I connected dots and I said, yeah, you're fucked. You know what I'm always saying? You just grab the stones and you create the castle. Like, yeah, that's the castle. What do you think? Nah, yeah, it's completely burning down. Okay. You wanna stop the burning? Yeah. How are you gonna do that? I don't know, man. I'm fucked. Okay. So do you want our help? Yeah. It is that simple when you really think about it.
Definitely. And I mean, hey, this just proves the point again that, how much you're assuming formlessness because many times, you're not the biggest fan of doing full mode, just going crazy on the data gathering. But in
Yeah.
this case, doing data gathering is fucking brilliant. So,
Keep in mind that what I don't like about certain someone doing an excessive data gathering is that he does it like a robot, and the prospects don't like that. But the way that the data gathering is super important. Data gathering is a must, because if you don't do a proper data gathering, you're only fighting them with words. But instead, which is what you did. But what am I doing? I'm fighting him with numbers, with facts. He cannot hide from the facts. He can challenge my words, but he cannot challenge the facts. So I'm always going to be doing the data gathering. The difference is that that certain someone is like super, robotic, like super robotic. I'm keeping it superhuman. It's like I'm superhuman with you when I'm explaining the stuff. I even said I need to have a difficult conversation with you. Yeah.
Mhm.
And now it's like, and the even the tone, even I'm playing pretending my tone already changes. Like, just I need to have a difficult conversation with you. Okay. So it changes everything. It's like I'm applying so many things. And when you're able to do that, it's like it's such a difference. Such a difference. Yeah.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, again, ties back to what we discussed earlier. I need to adapt more formlessness because in this case, I just did what I always fucking do, which is trying to make him feel bad through the emotions and ask him, oh shit, okay, now based on this whole situation, how does that impact you? How does that make you feel? But yeah, in hindsight, it's just so much more powerful, in this case, at least, to just use the numbers.
Yeah. And easy. Easy close. Not even that complicated. So
Yeah, I mean, what you did, honestly, in a sense, is easier than what I attempted to do because I had to, you know, navigate and asking the emotional questions, and this guy didn't appreciate the emotional questions.
no wonder. I mean, I told you, as soon as this is also me. I saw him as soon as he started the call. I realized, yeah, this guy I'm not going to be able to talk with him like that. I can't. I have to be, didn't I told you literally? So I told you this when we started the call. I'm going to be doing super direct. I'm going to go super forward because this is how he's going to react. And I caught that after seeing him 10 seconds. So I already know what I'm going to do. I already profiled him. And this is what I did, didn't I? Numbers, boom, super direct. Done. Done.
That was one of my questions. Mm, with guys like this that are very, very direct, that are in a lot of pain, like this guy, how do I go about these guys? But yeah, just being ultra direct and maybe leaning a bit heavier on the data gathering side versus asking emotional questions.
So the thing is that you have to see what you have in front. Data gathering is something that you always need to do. Maybe there will be like a 1% exception, but the thing is that whatever you can get with data, it's stuff that people cannot argue with. Like, they cannot argue it. No matter what they do, they cannot hide from that. So that's one thing. The second thing is that the people that you're going to have in the calls are going to always be different. And those people will act in different ways. You need to be able to see what you have in front and realize, with this guy, the guy that we had on the call, I know that I have to be direct. I have to go to the point, and I have to literally, boom, that's like data, data, data. I know it. I know that this guy is going to be extremely pissed off if I tell him, how do you feel about this? I know it. He's going to be more pissed off with me asking the questions than me asking about his situation. Like, he's going to be pissed off at me. And that doesn't help me at all to close him. So you have to see it. But also, I had many times, Andronator, where I'm on a call with someone, and that someone, after I tell them why they booked this call, they say, it's just that, for example, the clearest examples that I have now that I sell fitness and fitness businesses, it's, I really hate my body. Okay, what do you mean with that? It's just that when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't see myself anymore. If they give me that answer, I'm not going to ask, okay, How much do you weigh? How much? I'm not
Hmm.
going to ignore that. I'm going to actually be talking about, okay, what does that mean? And I'm just going to keep talking about the emotional side because I know how important it is for that person. But at the same time, if I get on a call and the dude says, dude, I want to lose weight. Okay, how much weight do you have? Which is the equivalent of this guy would say, I just want more dollar signs. Okay, how much dollar signs do you have? So it's what I am saying is that you always need to be adapting yourself to that. It's not, I know that with this guy I have to be that, and I know with this woman I have to be that. No, it's like I don't even know. I don't know. If you ask me, because I think that the question that you're trying to formulate is basically, how do I know? How can I know when I have to be this robotic with data? And how do I know when I have to be more emotional? How do I know when I have to switch? Right. And I understand that. And the reality is that I'm a profiler. I see the person in front of me and I know what I have to say based on literally what I am seeing. So, how do I know this? Well, this guy, when you look at this guy, you see someone who is very direct, who didn't want to talk much, especially at the beginning. You also see someone who is kind of like pristine. You see the haircut, fully shaved, the glasses, the shirt is like, those are small attributes that by itself, they're nothing. But when combined, all the stuff that I am saying gives me the impression of someone who is very direct. They prefer this stuff. Okay. But if I have a Karen in front of me, all right, with with tissues on her hand because she was crying and red eyes, it's like I'm not gonna, maybe I'm gonna take a different approach. It's just that I need to work with what I have in front of me. And if I'm able to do that, my questions will shape themselves and I can close. Okay. I was able to even shape myself in a way that I didn't even talk to the prospect. I talked to you guys in those calls that I uploaded in school, where basically I'm closing with trust. I was just thinking of you guys while closing her. I'm just gonna use trust for this. So it's like you can play on these aspects. And once you do that, you realize, hey, this is really fucking easy. And then anything that you say, it's tailored. And now you're able to create better connections. You were in the call yesterday when I was explaining this, right? That depends on who you're talking to, you kind of shift how you are.
Mm.
I know the conversations you have with your dad are different than the conversations you have with your brother because they're different people. They have different authority levels. They have different likings, different desires, different pains, blah, blah, blah. You have a different connection, a different bond with them. It's different by nature. So the problem is that when you go into calls, you think you say, I'm gonna act this way. It's like, no. When I go into calls, I don't know if I'm gonna see my brother, my dad, my cousin. I don't know. And that's how you act. And this is something that you already do. You're just not doing it actively within the calls. You do it passively with people that you know. You know that when you're talking to me, you speak in a certain way. When you're talking to Liam, you're speaking in a certain way, and so on. But with the prospects, you're just being you. And that's not how it goes. With the prospects, you have to see who you have in front, and then you start, okay, so I'm quickly adapting to what this person is, and I'm going to be playing on that. Boom.
That's a great point. I don't know why I haven't thought about that. You're right. When I meet my fucking neighbor on the street, I act differently than when I speak to you or my brother, right?
Yeah.
And I have no problems adapting there. But when it comes to the calls, it's almost like I'm taking on this persona, this closing fucking Andre, whatever. And I'm just almost acting the same. When I'm talking to this guy or I'm talking to fucking Charlotte that is 70 years old. Hmm. Just had a realization.
Yeah. So I'm telling you this, if you understand this, closing skills will go through the roof. And this is going to help you a lot with the assuming formlessness now that you understand this. So play with this and you will realize, you will quickly see. I'm never the same when I'm closing. I'm always Lucas guy. Like I don't change who I am, but depends on who I have, depends on what I am saying. We all tailor ourselves. You shouldn't be with I'm Andronator. I do this. It's like in this context, it doesn't serve you. It serves you to have a personality, a trait, a pillar of who you are. But what matters is what are you showing to the other person? What side of you are you showing constantly? And how are you reacting it that way? So my whole point right now is that if you're doing it with other people, why are you not doing it with your prospects? Because it's what I do. So think on this, work on this, and you'll realize how quickly you're going to be able to do the formlessness thing.
Yeah, because in the moments when you explain it to me, and hell, I can even see it myself that yeah, this guy was stressed out or whatever. He's very direct, but when I'm on the actual calls, I don't really see it. So I'm thinking, why is that? I think I'm just so much into my head, thinking, okay, what questions should I ask, etc. That maybe I'm missing that, or maybe it can also be genuine skill issue. Like obviously, I'm not nearly as good as reading body language as you. I don't know. What do you think?
No, it's not that. It's the fact that you are when you can shape how you react to different people that you know. It's like you're shifting because you're talking to your dad. You're shifting because you're talking to your brother. You're shifting because you're talking to me. But when it comes to closing, you're shifting because you're closing. You're not shifting because of Lou. You're not shifting because of Paul. You're shifting because you're closing. So you're shifting not on a person, but on the job
Mm,
that you have. Therefore, you're shifting to that personality. Andronator the closer. And Andronator the closer is a fixed personality. And what I am teaching you is that you should delete that and you should just treat whoever you have in front as just another person that you meet. And then you shift based on that. It's
that's a
not
great point.
it's not the skill issue, it's the fact that you're shifting for the job, not for the persona that you have in front.
Exactly. No, I fully agree with you. 100%. That's the correct diagnosis, so to speak. Yep.
Good. All right. So we've been at this for like what, an hour and a half, pretty much. Tell me, I know we couldn't review the whole call, but do you think that with this you have what you needed on the call, or do you want to see something?
Mm. No, I mean, I've gotten the answer to how I could have closed them. So yeah, that's pretty much enough. So yeah, that's very valuable, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. So, any final questions or maybe final takeaways on this?
Well, yeah, fine takeaways is assuming formlessness and also the realization that I'm switching my persona to enter closing mode, but I'm not switching my persona based on the person I'm facing. That's crazy valuable. And how I can use data gathering in this case to completely destroy him. Yeah,
All right, cool. Do you feel like a better closer after this call?
definitely. Yeah. Now I just need to implement this shit, watch it again. Yeah, I think entering the calls, you know how the first stage is prospecting. I'll also focus on actually be present and seeing, okay, what is the person I'm facing, I have in front of me? Is this a guy that is emotional? Is he logical? Is he direct to the point, etc.? And then I can adjust how I act based on that.
Yeah, 100%. And you said to me, oh, maybe it's because I'm not that good at reading body language. Well, doesn't matter. Let's say it took me 10 seconds to realize who and whom I speaking to and how I should do it. Well, maybe to you is going to take you 30, 40, 1 minute. That's still super fast. It doesn't matter. But you're going to, or maybe more, but you're formulating who you're talking to. You're profiling the person. You're identifying who that guy in front of you is, and you're able to adapt to that, right? You need to profile a picture, profile people. Like You're this guy. You're that guy. You're that guy. And once you put them in categorizations, it's like, okay, it's very easy now. I just have to do this. All right, to this person, I have to talk like this. To my grandma, I'm not gonna be dropping the neighbor word. I don't know, right? You gotta like adapt to what you have in front. But once you do, it's very easy.
Yes. Can I ask one question, or do you have to jump off?
Go.
Okay. On the note of that, I thought about this when I went back and watched the roleplay call. You were asking about, sorry, you were talking about your tattoo, the woman tattooer. I don't know what the fuck it is called.
Yeah.
And you said, you guys have nice conversations, etc., but obviously you adapt. And this is something I thought about earlier. You want to be real, right? You don't want to be pussy that doesn't have the balls to say what you think, but at the same time, you don't want to be inappropriate and saying things to people that you know they don't like, right? So this is random as fuck, but what if you are speaking with that tattoo woman and she starts to say something fucking about feminism that you completely disagree with? How do you find a balance between you agreeing with her just to kind of keep the peace, like keep a nice conversation, even though you completely disagree with that, versus just don't giving a fuck and saying, wait, what? Nah. No, does that question make sense?
It does. You said it pretty well, because the problem with when I give the advice of you gotta shape the way you're reacting with people, it's that, oh, so Luca's telling me that I have to destroy who I am and just be a clown who just mimics who they have in front. It's like, no, I'm not saying that. Your personality is the biggest trait, and you have to be extremely confident on yourself, which is another thing that I'm always telling you guys. But someone who's very confident is someone who is able to see what he has in front and have the confidence to adapt, to be able to not fight over small things that they don't give a shit. So, for example, if I'm talking with this lady, she wasn't a feminist, but let's say she is a real feminist. I don't know. Well, if she's a feminist and she says something like that, I'm not gonna be, oh, no, that's so stupid. I'm gonna say, interesting. Why are you like that? Why do you think that is? And I genuinely want to know. So, for example, my barber, he's super religious, like not religious, but this person who he takes one step and he says, "Oh, God bless me," and he quotes something of the Bible just because he walked. It's like, dude, chill. I don't, I'm not a believer, right? I believe in myself. It's just what I am. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong, and I think people should believe, but it doesn't work for me. But when he tells me all this stuff, like literally for every hair he cuts, he drops a fucking verse of the Bible on me. And I never said anything wrong to that. All I am saying is, interesting. That's a good lesson. Why is that? And I'm just learning, seeing. I'm not challenging it. I'm just like asking why he believes that. But I'm never battling and or arguing with him on anything. So the lady who did the tattoos is a good example, but the barber isn't a better one, because he's just like constantly bombarding me with stuff that I don't believe in. And even with stuff that he really believes that I disagree completely. For example, and the reason I don't believe much, he said, well, we are nothing compared to God. God is here, we're here. And obviously, you know me, my answer is, I am on top. Why would I let anyone to be superior to me? Not as an arrogant, as in a way that I don't like to be a loser. I don't like to be a second. I like to be the best. And when he said stuff like that, oh no, God is superior, I said, well, I believe in a way that I want to be the superior. Like, I want to keep pushing to become better. And if you tell me that you prove to me God is superior, I'm going to say, how can I become so better that I can rival him? And dude laughed at me. He said, dude, you cannot be serious. And I said, I know it's a fictional scenario. I don't pretend to drop lighting or whatever God does. But why wouldn't I? Why would I settle for being the way I am and not push for more? That's when I said it like that, he understood my mindset. And he said, okay, I understand why you're saying this. He always laugh, but he's like, yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. And it's a complete disagreement, and we agreed. So my point is that I'm not attacked. I'm not battling. I'm just curious and seeing how can I make the positive out of it all the time. So when the dude says something that I don't agree with, it's like, okay, how can I learn from this? How can I become better from this? So I'm just asking him, why do you believe that? How can this help me? How do you think this can help me? If I get on someone who's a feminist, I'm probably gonna laugh. But for this example, they say, okay, how do you think that can help me? Like having this belief. Like I'm genuinely gonna ask. Probably they're gonna give me a shitty answer like, "Oh, women are superior," and okay. But maybe there's something positive that I can get from that. Another great example, Anjonator, your boss. He says that I'm bad at. I don't even know what the fuck he said, but he doesn't like me. Let's just put it at that. Well, I could be triggered. I could be pissed off. I could be, what the fuck does this guy know? I make more money than him. What did I told you? I'm sure. Find out what he tells you, see what you can learn, and we can analyze it. And we see if he has something good, we can change it. Boom. How can you defeat me with that mindset? Even when someone attacks me, I listen to that attack and I said, what can I learn from this? So if you develop that, you won't have the arguments. You won't be triggered, and it will allow you to understand other people's perspectives. Like I'm always saying, I have my perception, but I'm constantly seeing other people's perspectives. If your boss attacks me and he says, "Nah, you don't know what you're doing," what I'm gonna say is, I'm not gonna say, "No, I know more than you. I know do this." I'm gonna say, "Why are you saying this? Explain it to me. Why is your point better?" And I'm gonna learn from his perspective. If he's completely tripping and he knows nothing, all right, it was worth a shot. I'll just ignore. But maybe I can learn something. And this is how I'm able to go 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, 20 times faster than someone else. Because I don't know anyone who learned so much in sales like me in a short amount of time, right? It's because I can do this. So I don't know, I'm making a yapathon of all this stuff, but I'm giving you multiple points so that you understand that you can adapt yourself based on the conversation that you have by just having an open mind and not be judgmental at all. Is this making sense? I'm just like super tripping.
Yeah, no, that completely makes sense. I mean, hey, yeah, that's a great life lesson, to be fair. I'll implement that myself. You can learn from everybody.
You can learn from everyone. Chances might be lower on people who are, retards, but you can still learn from everyone. I would say that you shouldn't be concerned about having conversations and see, oh, maybe this person's gonna think bad of me. How can I calibrate myself to that? The way I do it is I'm not imposing my thoughts. I'm more curious. My thoughts are my thoughts, right? They're mine. All I am
It all
doing
ties
is
to...
tell me.
No, sorry.
Oh,
No, go ahead.
my thoughts are my thoughts. I don't have the need to impose you on my thoughts, even to you guys that you're my students. I will never tell you, you need to do this or you will be a failure. It's more like, maybe it's just a salesman. Do you believe you should do this? Because why would I be imposing a mindset? It doesn't work. People don't appreciate, people don't like it. It will never drop anything good. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna allow other people to impose their mindsets on me. I'm gonna allow them. I'm gonna listen to that, and if they have a good thing, welcome. If it's a bad thing or it doesn't work for me, out. But I allow the other people to share their perspectives on me. But when it comes to my perception, I only give it if they genuinely need it, if they genuinely want that. And I do it when I do leadership conversations and stuff, when it's needed, right? In other cases, it's like, huh? All right. Tell me what you wanted to tell me.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I guess it all seems like it's coming down to ego thing. Just some context behind this question. 2 times a week, I go to this sauna in my in my place, right? Local area. And there is this guy that is like 50 years old. And one of those guys that, think the government, will support them. They think they'll give them a good retirement. He's every time talking about, oh, Trump this, Trump that, and, hopefully that gives you an idea. And I've been going there for years, and it's always the same discussions. And at first, I just agree with him. But after a while, it's like, I used to be a nice guy and just agree to people all the time. So I thought, why should I sit here and just agree to him? Because I don't think the same. But then that's why I asked this question. What do I really gain by trying to convince him of the other side, And maybe I could even learn something from his side, So that was why I asked the question. But what you said makes sense.
You have to realize, I'm just going to keep using my barber as an example. I'm not a fan of the religion, but the things that he's constantly saying to me, even though I don't agree, I can always find good snippets of that, good parts that when he drops the fucking verse of the Bible, okay, but then I can just flip it a bit and use the information that I like for my benefit. Because the Bible, for example, has a great stuff on accountability, on doing the right things, doing the difficult stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I'm taking that. That's fucking brilliant. That's good. I just don't like the fact that I feel like someone can squash me. I don't like that. So that's my own difference. But I'm still absorbing. It's like, why would I have an ego in that aspect when I can become better? So
True.
yeah, this started with sales and ended up with philosophy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But my point is that, and if you're able to develop that mindset that allows you to just extract good things from people, you can realize that you can just extract anything. And this is what I do with the prospects. I'm seeing what they have in front, like what I have in front, and I realize, yeah, I can learn this. I can learn that. They are like this. They don't like this. Therefore, I can just start changing how I'm showing myself so that the conversation moves forward. Because if I don't, well, I'm just gonna, lose the sale, and I don't like losing sales because when I can make money and help people. So yeah, just gonna do that. I'd rather do this. Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
All right. Any final questions?
Nah, man. All good. All good. Appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely, man. All right. So hopefully you took some notes, mental notes. You can watch this again. I'm gonna upload it right now. And
I will.
any questions, my friend, just shoot me a message, okay?
Appreciate it. All right.
Peace
Hasta
out,
la
man.
vista.